congratulations on a terrific picture.
Thank you very much.
Can you talk about just, I understand you've done some shorts, but this is your first feature.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it is, by nature, a kind of a difficult feature. It's an ensemble, a lot of characters, a lot of lines to keep track of. Can you talk about some of the challenges of that, some of the things that sort of blindsided you unexpected?
I think the thing that challenged me more than anything else was just how long the thing took to make. You know, I mean, in every kind of practical and technical respect, a short film is the same as a feature. You know, it's just compacted into a space of time that doesn't last long enough to seriously challenge you emotionally. But you know, when you're making something that, you know, when you're doing it, I think we shot the film for 7 weeks and cut it for, can't even remember how many months. You know, you need to be able to ride out those peaks and troughs, and they can last a long time, and they can hurt because, you know, because I care about the thing so much.
What about working with your young star?
James. Freshville.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Can you talk about casting? How long did it take you to find the right guy? And then how long did it take for you to get him where you needed him to be for the movie? Did he slip right into it, or did it take a lot of molding?
We had to find find an actor to play Jay. We had to, you know, we saw about 500 kids. Our casting director, Kirsty McGregor, did a massive open casting call. James he stood head and shoulders above everybody else, you know. And I mean, actually, kind of literally, because he's 6'2", and but he just had a level of detail in his audition pieces that was quite remarkable for a kid who was 17, who hadn't really done anything. You know, it was detailed. You know, we tested him with one scene that he ends up doing in the film with Guy Pearce. It's like a 5-minute dialogue scene, and he just naturally knew to fill it full of detail. You know, it wasn't necessarily the right detail, but he was making choices, and then we were, you know, and he could adjust as when asked to, and I threw him in that kind of that jungle of actors, and he swam.
Did he came in audition and you said, that's the guy, let's send everybody else home, or was it like, let's see what else we gotta come back to? How many times before you were certain that this was the guy?
It took quite a while because, you know, whilst James's performative abilities were really quite exceptional, I hadn't imagined that the character would be as big and tall as he is, because on a certain level he doesn't really look like a kid. But the more I thought about it, the more I liked the idea of a kind of, you know, an almost sort of gangly man-child being at the centre of the movie. He looks like he should be able to mix it with these guys, but, you know, he's a kid, and he's way out of his depth.
You had some rehearsal time. Can you talk about working also with Jackie? She said the rehearsal time was very important to her. She credited you for what is clearly a brilliant performance.
That's you know, the beauty of someone like Jackie Weaver is that she is you know, she's a very experienced theatre actor, and she loves rehearsal, you know. But you know, for me, the casting process is the most important and the most enjoyable, and I knew that Jackie is an incredibly skilled actor, had the personal qualities that were exactly what I wanted for the character, and I just kind of knew that with a little bit of rehearsal and her skill, that the character we would create would be would be surprising.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.